Good evening, everybody. I want to also introduce a former state senator, Bete Tigner, who's in the front, and delegate and former chair of the school board, right? Anything, did I get it? Chair of the elections board. Okay, there we go. Anyway, we had a listening experience in Oxon Hill, and there were a lot of points made, many local, some about the school system, so it's great to see the interim superintendent here. And again, I think it was put forth very eloquently, is that we're here to listen, and then we're here to go back and come up with some solutions. So we don't want you to think you're coming out here and, venting, and then, we're going to forget about it. We're going to remember it, and we're going to put it together in a package, and it's going to be our leader, the county executive, and Delegate Ivey and myself, and Council Chair Harrison, Mary Lehman, and all these people here who are going to go together up to Annapolis, and we're going to fight as Prince George's County, because there's other jurisdictions, in fact 23 others, that are going to be asking for things, and if we're not together, then they're going to get what they want, and we're not going to get what we want. So it's important that we air all of our issues, positive and negative, that we put it together in a plan, and that we move forward. We have a lot at stake here this year, particularly with the hospital. When you go to the capital budget and ask for $200 million, you're displacing someone else's capital budget, or you're trying to figure out a way to afford it. But done an excellent job with a vision, with laying out a plan, and I look forward to hearing from you, and we look forward to following up. Thanks for coming out. I know it's a cold night. Thank you.
Thanks so much. I officially take over the gavel on Saturday, but it seems that the Chair Griffith has definitely been doing a good job of training me, so I think she's ready to take off the training wheels, and I know with everybody's help, everything's going to work out okay. I'm also happy to see the acting superintendent here, Dr. Crawley. Our delegation met with him last week. It was very informative. It was great to hear his vision and plans for the school system. And he's also a good listener. So we were able to tell him our thoughts, and he at least pretended to listen. He did a great job. And we're also going as a group, House, Senate, Council, County Executive, we hope, on the morning of December 18th to the University of Maryland Systems to have a meeting with and a tour of the University of Maryland Center, since that group is going to be integrating and helping to run our hospital. We think it's a time that we all have a meeting of the minds and see how they do things, and make sure that people all over the state know that when we come to Annapolis, we come not just the House, not just the Senate, but everybody comes together to fight for the hospital. And we're also going to be making sure that the Department of Housing and Community Development does site in Prince George's County. That's a priority of ours. And also net taxable income. It's a very important but boring to describe issue, but really important to the county, and it's going to mean between $13 and $20 million a year. So I know that you all are going to want us to fight for that as well. And in addition to those things, we're going to fight for the things that you share with us tonight. And, when I was leaving the house tonight, one of my boys said, "Where are you going tonight, Mom?" I said, "I'm going to a listening session," which he found hilarious. But I think it's really important. It sounds kind of odd that we listen to you, but we might not say a whole lot else tonight. But, the most important first step is listening. And with what we learned from you, that's how we're able to best represent you. So thank you for the opportunity to hear your thoughts.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, before we take our first speaker, I'd like to recognize Delegate Michael Summers, 24th District.
47.
Did I?
47.
47, I'm sorry. Got my numbers turned around tonight. Thank you. Our first speaker of the evening is Tanya Wingfield. Would you step up to the mic, please? Thank you, Ms. Wingfield. And you'll be able to see the sign. It's a big yellow one.
Oh, okay, no problem. I don't think
Thank you so
14
much.
minutes. I was just a little shocked. I'm never usually first. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
The concerns that I want to address first is around education. One of the things we would like to see on every level is more accountability as money is dispersed. It seems like more and more funds are being used further away from the classroom, and it would be good to see a mechanism in place so that, not to say you cut funding, but to make sure that funding that happens, the money is closer to the classroom. You know, when we see teachers being laid off, but central office positions being created that are not necessary, we would just like to make sure that there is more focus on how dollars are spent in the central office. Also, a revamping of the procurement for the school system to make sure that procurement process is followed properly and that we have professional procurement individuals in place so that we know people who understand the procurement process are the ones actually going out there putting things on for bid and making sure things are done decently and in order. And then also condo fees for seniors. They're just too high in these condo communities, so that needs to be addressed. They're on fixed incomes. They cannot afford $500 a month on top of their mortgage.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Wingfield. Our next speaker is Renee Holliday. Ms. Holliday? Oh, she's making her way.
And while she's making her way, I want to also, I think it's good that we have Dr. Crawley here. I don't know if we recognize Henry Armwood from the school board, who's done a great job. If we can give him a round of applause for all the work that he's done. I will say this, that they have been terrific partners of ours in the administration. I'm sure that Mary will say the same thing, is that we're looking at ways where we can cooperate between the county executive's office and the government and the school system to address some of those issues. And on the housing, certainly we'll make sure that that information gets back to Eric Brown from our office. Ma'am.
Ms. Holliday?
Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you this evening. I actually have two concerns. So is it okay for me to take 3 minutes for each one, or? No, it's 3 minutes.
3
total.
minutes.
Good try, though.
Okay. I have great concerns about an amendment that was taken to Maryland Code Annotated Business Regulation Sections 8-405A and E1. And that amendment affects the guaranteed fund claims that are filed with the Department of Labor, Licensing and Regulations, Home Improvement Commission. Prior to that amendment, homeowners were given the ability to, homeowners with a substantiated claim against licensed contractors, they could recover the amount of the actual loss, which included any cost to correct work. But in 2010, the General Assembly amended the code, and what happened was that it limited the homeowner's right to recovery. So now, with this amendment, not only will the homeowner have to pay for the amount of the contractor. I'm sorry, I'm just messing this up. I'm nervous.
You're fine. Take your time.
What I'm asking the General Assembly to do is to repeal the legislation that limits the homeowner's rights to recovery against licensed contractors, and the amendment as it stands is unreasonable and harmful to the economic effects of homeowners who now are required to pay for work to be corrected without benefit of compensation from contractors who caused the damage. As well as I have great concerns about the Office of Administrative Hearings, the Attorney General's Office, and the Department of Labor, Licensing and Regulations Homeowner Improvement Commission, because they failed to provide fair opportunity for claimants to present their claims. Once a claimant provides information, it's disseminated to the respondent, and then any defense of a claim is not provided until the day of the hearing, and that's not fair to the claimant, because then they're not able to successfully refute any accusations of the respondent. So I would like to have some type of oversight and some type of enforcement is needed to ensure the equity in the matters that are before these boards that hear the complaints and that are here to actually work for the citizens of the state of Maryland. And I wanted to submit written.
Courtney or Lori, Courtney can help you out.
Okay.
If you need that.
Thank you.
And I'm sure that both the senator and the delegate, the chairs of their respective bodies have gotten your information. We'll make sure they get copies, and Lori Valentine from our office will also get a copy.